The method of preparing this cake has a little bit of a twist that makes it super easy to prepare. This fruitcake is loaded with so much of goodness, you won't even miss the alcohol. Hi, and welcome back to Plating It with Wendy, where I share with you recipes which impress with ease. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, share, and comment. And if you haven't subscribed already, press that subscribe button. And while you're at it, if you hit on that bell icon, you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. Now, let's get started. Into a heavy bottom pot or a saucepan, we're going to add in 3/4 cup of unsalted butter, which is 1.5 stick or 170 grams if you're weighing. And to that, we're going to add 1 cup or 170 grams of packed dark brown sugar. And this is going to give our cake a lovely flavor from the molasses and also a nice color. You could even use light brown sugar if you wanted. Our cake is going to have in total 700 grams of mixed dry fruits, but we're going to add just a few into the pot which need to plump up. So we're going to add 100 grams of sultanas to this, 50 grams of dried cranberries, and for a little kick we're going to add 50 grams of chopped candied ginger. And now for a little bit of citrus flavor, we're going to go in with the zest of 1 lemon. I'm going to hold the microplane this way so that I can make sure I'm getting only the zest and not the white bitter portion of the lemon. And for a little fruity flavor, we're going to go in with the zest and juice of 1 orange. I like to use this when zesting the orange because it gives you the long strips, which gives an added texture to the cake. You could even use the microplane if you wanted to zest the orange. We're just going to take out the juice of the orange so that we can add it to the pot. You're looking to get about 1/4 cup and 2 tablespoons of orange juice. And since we're making a non-alcoholic Christmas fruit cake, we're going to go in with 1/2 cup of water. You could also substitute the water with your choice of alcohol if you wanted. Okay, now we're going to go over to the stove and heat it up so that the flavors get a chance to blend together and the fruits plump up. We're going to give this a quick mix, and we've got our stove on a medium heat. We're going to wait till the butter melts and the liquid comes to a soft bubble. The mixture started to bubble, so now we're going to stir it occasionally and we're going to allow it to cook for another 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes since it has been boiling and the liquid has thickened and the dry fruits have plumped up and got infused with all the delicious flavor. Now we're going to take it off the heat and allow it to cool completely while we go and prep our dry ingredients, our cake tray, and we preheat the oven. For the dry ingredients, in a bowl we're going to add 1.5 cup plus 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, which is 218 grams. And to that we're going to add 1/2 cup or 50 grams of almond flour. And for some traditional flavors, we're going to go in with 1 teaspoon of allspice, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of freshly grated nutmeg. And to bring out all the flavors, we're going to go in with 1/2 teaspoon of salt. This cake does not rise too much, but to give it a little lift, we're going to go in with 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Let's give it a quick whisk so that they blend together. Now let's keep this aside and line our cake tray. This cake is going to bake in the oven low and slow. And so that we get a nice moist cake, we're going to line the cake tray around with a double folded parchment paper. And I've clipped the edge on a diagonal so that when I put it in the cake tray, it takes the shape. And now we're going to place these circles at the bottom. We're just going to place it on the top. And there we have our cake tray all prepped. The mixture has now cooled, so it's time to add in the remaining dry fruits. So we're going to add in 100 grams of chopped dates, 50 grams of chopped dried apricots, 50 grams of chopped prunes. And for some Christmassy colors, we're going to go in with 100 grams of chopped red glacier cherries and 100 grams of chopped green glacier cherries. If you wanted, you could also substitute with mixed peels. And for a little bit of crunch, we're going to go in with 100 grams of chopped walnuts. Now, if anybody has an allergy to nuts, you could always avoid the nuts. Now let's give this all a mix. Well, it's already feeling so much like Christmas. To the mixture, we're going to add 3 large eggs, but we're just going to beat them up first before we add them in. And to the eggs, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of pure vanilla extract. Let's beat this up so that we break down the eggs before we add it in. Okay, let's pour the eggs in. I'm just going to mix it all together. To bring our cake batter together, we're going to add in the dry ingredients, and we're going to do this in 3 batches, mixing between every addition. This is such a quick and easy cake to bring together, and it's so delicious. And you don't need a hand mixer, you don't need a stand mixer. All you need is one pot and a ladle. And now let's add in the last of our dry ingredients. We're just going to fold it into the wet ingredients. Okay, now that our cake batter is all ready, let's put it into the lined cake tray. Just going to spoon in the batter now into the cake tray. Just going to press it down so that we get it all around the base of the cake. I'm going to spoon on the rest. Using a spatula, we're just going to even out the batter and level out the top. This cake bakes on a low heat, so let's pop it into the oven at 300 degrees Fahrenheit or 150 degrees centigrade, and we're going to bake it for 45 minutes. Then we're going to lower the heat to 275 degrees Fahrenheit or 140 degrees centigrade, and we're going to bake it for an additional hour and 15 minutes. We have the last 15 minutes left of the baking time, so we're going to cover the top of the cake with a parchment paper, and I've cut out a hole in the center so that the heat can go through and the top of the cake does not burn. Our cake has now baked, and if we insert a toothpick into the center of the cake, it comes out clean. We're going to allow the cake to cool in the cake tray for 30 minutes, then we'll remove it and allow it to cool completely. Oh my goodness, look at that. And now it's time to give our cake a taste. Wow, this cake is so delicious, and you get such a burst of flavor from all the fruit that is in the cake. And it's so easy to put together. And if you want to enjoy it as much as I do, hop onto my website, platingitwithwendy.com, where you will find the full written recipe. Thanks for watching. See you soon.